up and going, huh? Because the euphoria of the fellowship is above and beyond. It really is, isn't it? So you could be saying to yourself, oh God, I can't go out, no, I can't. She's saying, for God's sake, get out, you know. You know, just go out, darling. Just go open the door, walk down those stairs, and open the gate, keep going, darling. Huh? Isn't it? And she knows, if only he would go out into the open, not only fresh air, but also, hello, other people. What other people? See, the poor bugger didn't even know there were other people. Lost touch. Huh? So that's why these, and the Aussies, you know, God love them, the Aussies learned that neighbourhood football clubs are so important, isn't it? And playgrounds, isn't it? See? So when COVID came along, knock knock, who's there? COVID. You see? When people said, oh God, don't go near the bloody playgrounds. You know what I mean? So you end up with two strikes and you're out. Not only have you got COVID, but you've also got isolation. Huh? And you don't want that. You don't want that. See? We're all in this. Who's that? Who sang that? We're all in this together. Nicholas? Who? What? Can't recall. Who knows who sang that? I woke up one morning and I suddenly realised we're all in this together.
Elvis.
Was it Elvis? Elvis, eh? No, anyway, that's to me, that's, you wake up in the morning, huh? And you say, oh God, morning, huh? Or you wake up in the morning and you say, good morning, God. No. God being we're not talking religion, we're talking spirituality. God is the other. Huh? As long as we know that there's the other, see? Well then we know we're not in this alone. You'll never walk alone. That's another song, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You'll never walk alone. And what's that other one, Nicholas, that I got out of you in the car? The dealer. Don't fold. No, don't. Isn't it? Know when to hold and when to fold. And that other lovely thing about don't think that you're a coward. What's that one?
Coward of the County, Kenny Rogers again.
That one. Don't think you're a coward because you walked away. Right? There's lovely things. There's lovely things out there in the atmosphere. I live on me. Do I live on my own? I think I do. I'm about to drop a scandal. So I do live on my own. I do live on my own. But I'm thinking the other day, I thought, listen, if they come in here and they hear you singing to yourself. Hey, come on. And I thought, well, you know, why not? You know, have a little sing-along. We used to do it in the old days, didn't we? Old, anybody old? The old days, didn't we have sing-alongs around the piano?
Yeah.
Hey? Oh yeah, show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone right to my head. Wherever I may roam, in on land or sea or foam, you always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. A drunken father, but a Glaswegian spent his life as a merchant sailor. Eh? And he was for a while he was what he called a proofreader in the Herald office. And I thought the other day, geez, he might have inherited the DNA when you do Twitter. Huh? Because you're always rearranging, can I say that much, can I say, don't say that, say, show me the way to go home. And once upon a time, I think they even came, we lived in Pridham Street, East Paran. Someone's written a book about that, the Pridham Street Project. Because there were so many things going on in that little street that the woman said this deserves an explanation. The Pridham Street Project. And I remember them coming home to my place. I was only about 14 or something. And they said, listen, you better go down the street to my sister's and you better bring your father home because he's drunk in the gutter. Huh? The old days, 6 o'clock closing. You know what I mean? Drunk in the gutter. Line them up. Wouldn't it? Line them up. Huh? And get rid of them all. But yeah, but you know what I mean? The old man, the Herald office, the merchant sailor. I mean, imagine being out there, you know, above us the waves. Glaswegian. There was a photograph, me as a child, sitting on the father's very stern, Glaswegian. Very stern, don't mess with me. Oh no. And then he said, this is supposed to be me and Bobby. They couldn't say it straight out. This is me and Bobby. No. This is supposed to be. Otherwise it's too emotional. Bonding. See? So he couldn't say that. And I thought, oh, God love him. Jimmy Maguire from the Herald office. You better go up and bring him home because he's drunk in the gutter. And I thought, the back story. We've got to get to the back story. Isn't it? And that's what you've got an opportunity of doing, with respect I'm saying this, in the lodge meetings, the backstory, you know. There's a kid smashed the window on my car, blah, 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 blah. Let's find out the back story, all right? You might have to put him away. But those places that we put people away in, what are they known as? Correctional facilities. They should be schools of, but you're not going to get any corrections if you don't get an explanation. Okay? If people don't know why, how, why, where or how they got to the stage of doing that bad thing. We're not born bad. We're not born bad. Huh? Anyway, I'm going to shut me mouth. Does anybody want to say anything? Feel free. Here, Renee.
Can you tell us a bit about your foundation?
The foundation. You know, I started all that years ago. We lost 40 in the 80s. Young people. But I didn't have the resources. In South Melbourne, Port Melbourne, high-rise flats, all that kind of thing, drug dealing everywhere, and I didn't have the bloody resources, you know what I mean? I had a church, but it was, I was sometimes told, and I sometimes still am told now, why don't you spend your time with the church people? You see? Not the outsiders. See what I mean? Because the church people, the clerics mainly, were afraid that they would have to, what? Put their money where their mouth is. You see, they might have to give their money away. Hello? Whoever thought of that? Well, the founder of the firm. Did it? Huh? We'll take up a collection for the clerics. No, we won't. We'll take up the money and we'll give it away. Who said that? what's his name? Prince of Nepal. Because he was spending his time, he was rich and powerful himself. France, Prince of Nepal, Italia, France. They said, well, what are you taking our money from us? You're rich and powerful, we're rich and powerful. What are you going to do with this money? He said, I'm going to get that man in that slave galley and I'm going to pay the ransom and I'm going to send him home to his family. Money is love. And he couldn't do it if he didn't have the money. See what I mean? Money is love. And that's I like that because it's a kind of it can segue into the secular humanism at its best. You see, no dictatorship of the clergy, but a world of our own. What a wonderful world, isn't it? Yeah. What's the rest of that? Have we sung that? What a wonderful world. Right. Anybody want to say something? What have I done? I haven't done nothing. What have I done? The foundation. Oh, the foundation. Yeah, well, the foundation, God love it. Committee, foundation, business-like. Why are you talking like that on Twitter? More respectable, you know what I mean? And I accept that, and I accept the fact that in fact maybe the committee, the board